It's really not the right way to do it. A, you're not gonna kill all the pests. Cockroaches, ants, spiders, been here for millions of years. They're not going anywhere. You just don't want to live with them. So what you want to do is create an environment in your home where the bugs don't want to be there. This is the answer. Ultrasonic protection. When you plug these into any outlet in your home, they emit an ultrasonic wave that insects cannot stand. It's like if you took the loudest horn and put your ear right up to it and beeped it, that's what the insects will hear and feel. So they run in the other direction, they escape the confines of your home. They're not being killed, they're not gonna be half dead because they're poisoned and wind up in the middle of your carpeting at your dinner party. They will stop coming into your house because they will sense the ultrasound. You get 6 of these, which is why I call it the starter kit. All right, you get 2 of the big ones that also have plugs so you don't waste the outlet, and I'll show you what those look like. They look like that. So plug it in, you still have a plug that you can use. You're gonna get 2 of the ones that don't, or just have the little red light. All right, which just, every time you see that light go on, it's very dim, you won't see it at night, you know that it's sending out a wave, and it does it about every couple of seconds. You get the 2 ones I told you about with the plugs, and then you get 2 that also have night lights, and these are great for hallways and areas like that. 2 quick things I want to mention, or 3 quick things before we get Lou out here. One, these will work on ants, spiders, cockroaches, rodents, mice. It'll work on all those. Those are like the big 5 that you don't want in your house. I have not paid for pest control in 2 years. I use 2 things. I use these, and I use No More Bugs, the cedar spray. And I spray the thresholds of my house. And I have taken care of all of it. And let me tell you, you ever been bitten by a spider? I have. I got bit in the foot, on the foot by a spider in Arizona. I actually had to almost go to the hospital because they were asking me what kind of spider it was. I've had mice in my attic. I've had cockroaches in the restaurants that I've worked at. They are a nightmare. And did you know that there are little ants called pharaoh ants? If you squash them and they're not all the way dead, they send out a message to other ants to come and help them because they think they're in a battle. So by killing them, you're actually asking more to come in. Last thing I'll ask, please give this 30 days. I read the reviews and the bad ones, 4 days, 2 days later, I saw a bug. Yeah, because it's trying to get the you-know-what out of your house because it's not happy to be there. Let them work and you will be completely amazed. I give these to friends, neighbors, everybody loves them. Let me introduce you to Lou Caputo, who has been patiently standing by as I tell my very long story. Hi, Lou, welcome to our show, buddy.
Good morning, Guy. How you feeling today?
I feel fantastic. And I know my home is bug-free even when I'm not there.
And isn't that a great feeling?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the thing about these, is that once you get your Bell & Howell pest repellers home and you plug them in and they start working, wow, right away you're gonna notice a difference. Give it a day or 2, you know, let the bugs get out of the house, but then you're gonna realize you're not paying for pest control, you're not buying pesticides anymore, and you don't have to do any work yourself. You just let them work. Now, when you plug these in, what they start doing is emitting ultrasonic sound waves, and this is something that Bell & Howell has been working on for years and years and years. Those sound waves are going to go out into the room and they're going to bounce off of every solid surface in the room. It's going to echo off of everything, so walls, doors, even furniture. So you want to make sure you put them out in the open, number 1, but you also want to get one in every single room. Now, this is a starter set. You're getting 6 of this, and it's kind of a trial pack too, because you're getting a little bit of everything in here. Some of our basic models, you're getting 2 that are going to have the night lights, and you're also getting a couple that are going to have the night lights as well as the extra outlet. But regardless of the features that are on them, they're all going to work exactly the same way. And Guy, you know, you nailed it on the head. They are definitely going to repel the rats, the mice, the ants, the roaches, and the spiders from the localized area in which these are working. So I always tell people a 6-pack like this is probably good for 1 floor of the average size house. So if you got a 2-story house, maybe think about getting 2.
Yeah, I mean, and as you're looking at those critters, I want you to imagine them running under your bed, okay, or hiding. And here's the thing. Insects and little creatures like that, they're very, very smart. Remember, you're talking about millions of years of evolution. They know how to hide, right? They know to be afraid of humans. We're these big hulking things that walk around. They don't want to get squashed. So you don't see them until you turn the lights on. I remember when I worked in the restaurant business million years ago, and every once in a while I'd forget something and I'd go back in the restaurant and that's when I would see cockroaches. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is awful. They know to hide. So that's why I said to people, when you use these, after the first couple of days, if you see one, it's really abnormal behavior for a bug to walk out in the middle of the daytime. It really is. What it's telling you is, they're trying to get out of here. They're hiding. and they're trying to get out of your house. And after 3, 4, 5 days, they will disappear altogether. And you have now found a humane way, because first of all, killing bugs, anybody that goes outside and sits there and swats mosquitoes all day, really, you're gonna kill a billion, trillion mosquitoes? You're never gonna do that. Cockroaches, I mean, Lou, we know what do cockroaches do when they're starting to die, Lou? I'll let you tell them this story this time.
Yeah, well, German cockroaches, when you try to kill them, and if you do kill them, the females, if they're bearing eggs, they're going to jettison the eggs. So they're actually just going to shoot them out, and those eggs are still going to hatch. So you may have killed one cockroach, but they literally bear hundreds and hundreds of eggs at one time. So at the end of the day, by killing the one cockroach, you're not really doing a whole lot for anybody, okay? So what you need to do is you need to get these pest repellers in there so that you're not killing, you're just repelling. And by the way, these are third-party independent laboratory tested to do exactly that, to repel those 5 species: rats, mice, ants, roaches, and spiders. Now people always say, well, why does it just work against those 5 things? Well, we don't know that it just works against those 5 things. What we know is that those are the 5 things that we tested for, because the testing's crazy expensive. So that's what they spent the money on. But Guy, you know what? You were just talking about something interesting about how this is the humane way to do it. And you know what that means for us is that, number 1, we're not killing anything. Number 2, we're not bringing poisons into our house. And number 3, we're not spending a lot of money on stuff that, you know, we can only use on certain things. For instance, and I always talk about this, you know, I've got here in front of me a bin that is just full of things that you buy to kill ants, okay? And when you look at this, I mean, there's sprays and there's granules and there's little traps and there's all kinds of stuff in here. And that's fine, but this stuff is going to wear off. And you're going to have to go out there and you're going to have to do it again. And you're going to have to buy more when you run out. But you can only use it on ants, guys. So guess what? You got roaches? Here, let me sell you something else right there. You need all this. If you got roaches, you're spending more money. And then when you get to the rats and the mice, this is the stuff that's really scary. This is the stuff that's dangerous. Just, you know, not only for the rats and the mice, it's not just going to kill them. It's bad for you. It's bad for your pets. It's bad for your kids. You don't want this in the house. And, you know, then you got traps like this. You know, and we talk about a better mousetrap. This is not the better mousetrap. This is that old-fashioned who's emptying the trap, Guy? You or me?
Oh, that noise. You know why I cringe every time I hear that noise is because I imagine you and your partner laying in bed, and you, like, Lou, you know I had the rat in the attic problem several years ago. And so the pest control's answer was put rat traps up there. And I'm like, initially I was like, okay, but then I'm like, well, what if they get up there and what if they're killed and they die, and it's 130 degrees in my attic? What's gonna happen to that rat? And I found out the hard way. I was away on vacation. My neighbor called, who was checking on my house. He said, hey, Guy, everything's clear, it looks good, but your house smells like dead animal. And I was like, oh, no. I got home, and of course, yes, there were dead rats in the trap. It didn't do anything about the problem. The problem was I needed to have the attic redone, because the venting was all loose and the rats were climbing up in there. And I have an outlet up there. I could have put one of these up there. That was many years ago. And by the way, that problem with the rats cost me totally about $2,000, because I had to have the company come in, clean out all the rat poop. Then they had to seal the whole attic. It was very, very expensive. This is a way to do it that's not going to break the bank. And Lou, for me, it works the minute you plug them in. You are working on it. You know, when you think about what pest people do, basically, they go in your home. They don't see any insects, right? Unless you've killed one, because they're all hiding. And they spray in all the cracks and crevices, right? So what happens then? Then you got to wait another couple days while those insects eat poison. Then you got to wait another couple days while those half-dead insects crawl out in the middle of your floor at the worst time and then turn upside down. How many of you have seen upside-down cockroaches doing this?
Yeah.
How many of you, right? How many of you have not even seen a spider but woke up with a spider bite? Right? You know those spider bites are like little rocks, right? They're hard, they're itchy as all heck. These will work on spiders. That is, you know, cockroaches have always been my worst, because I grew up working in the restaurant business for years, so I hate them. I used to have to run around with a towel, and sometimes I'd see one walking right across the middle of a dining room wall, and I'd be like, oh my God. So I'd walk over the bar towel and I'd try to kill it. But spiders are my worst, because they're creepy, they got a lot of legs, and I don't want one crawling on me when I'm trying to get my night's sleep. Try these, folks. Just try them. You'll see them. You've been seeing them in a lot of my shows, because I tell our planners, I'm like, listen, this is a great item year-round, not just for fall. But remember, when fall comes, all those insects are looking for someplace warm, right? Someplace where they can live out the winter. You're gonna control the inside. If they don't want to be in your house, they're gonna be outside or going to somebody else's house. Lou, we have one more minute to talk about it, but I think from a price perspective versus spending 40 or 50 bucks a month or whatever you pay, I was paying a year, 400 and something a year. They'd come out, treat the whole house, and then they'd say, but we'll give you complimentary visits whenever you have a problem, which is their way of saying, we're not coming out unless you call us. I mean,
Right.
This is the better way to do it.
No, it is. I was paying $45 a month, and I've saved all that money, and this is going back years. And don't forget, Bell & Howell's behind this. These guys have been around for 110 years. They're in 99 countries, and they've won Academy Awards for advancements in audio from back when they used to make projectors and cameras. So they know what they're doing. This is the easy way for anybody out there to protect their home. If you've got an RV or boat that has constant power, you can use these there. If you have renters, great for barns, great for garages, great for sheds. Anywhere you got power, guy, you can protect it from the pest with the Bell & Howell.
For $29.95, do us a favor, all right? You're gonna be doing me a favor, Lou a favor, most of all yourself a favor. As I knock them over, try these. You're gonna get a 6-pack of them, all right? 4 of them have night lights, so they're great in a hallway or a kid's room. 2 of them are just gonna be the silent ones, okay? And one of the other features we love is that all of them blink this red light at night. If you've got anybody creeping around your house and looking in your house at night, they don't know they're pest repellers. They think they're alarm systems, so they do double duty for that as well. I've had people say that, oh, I thought you had an alarm back there. I'm like, no, it's my pest repeller. Anyway, 724-476. Lou, I'll see you. Are you coming back with the origami a little later?
A couple different things, actually.
Lou, it's the Guy and Lou show. All right, I'll see you in a little bit, Lou. Thanks, buddy.
Okay, man.
All right, man. All right, the squirrel is excited. You want to know why my little outdoor squirrel is excited besides that he's got